I've got a new video for you guys because we've talked about Dan Schneider on my channel and we've established that this man is a monster. We've also talked about Amanda Bynes and we know that she's got her own issues and we feel for her. But how connected are these two, Dan Schneider and Amanda's issues? Because their relationship goes way back. Today we're going to talk about how inappropriate Dan was towards Amanda and what he doesn't want you guys to know. I mean, it gets so weird that at one point, Amanda was going to live in Dan's home with him. So let's talk about this. Before we get into this video, I've got a quick shout out for our sponsor, Surfshark, which is a virtual private network that you guys can use as a mobile app or as a browser extension to basically put your laptop or your phone anywhere in the world. You might be asking, Sloan, why would I want to do that? Well, you can use this service to bypass censorship, which is really important to me because as I'm doing research on a certain topic, I can collect resources that would typically be blocked in the United States. You also don't have to worry about digging deep on the internet because Surfshark will protect you from ads, hackers, trackers, malware, and everything else. It will give you an extra layer of security as you're putting your personal information online or just browsing the internet. So try it using my code SLOAN, Sloan, for 83% off and an additional 3 months for free. Surfshark also has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you aren't happy, get your money back. Everything you need to know is linked in my description below, and also you can use the service to go and put yourself in other countries, and you can access 15 different Netflix libraries and a bunch of other streaming platforms. So give it a try and let me know how you like it. So let's talk about Amanda and Dan. You guys know, like I said, we've been talking about Dan on my channel and I have a variety of videos about him. There's actually so much to talk about that I don't even know where to begin or end, but today we're going to talk a little bit more about Amanda Bynes and his odd relationship with her. As you guys know, I have been fighting for Amanda's freedom on my channel because she is currently in a conservatorship. She's been in one since 2014, and as a 34-year-old woman, she deserves her freedom and she wants her freedom. She's been very vocal about that.
Today I want to talk about a controversial topic, my conservatorship case.
I've got videos on Amanda's fight for freedom on my channel, so definitely go check those out. But today I want to talk a little bit more about her relationship with Dan because there are some things I have come across that are really concerning. Amanda first met Dan when she was only 10 years old on the set of All That back in 1996. They had a really great working relationship, and that actually led to Amanda getting her own show in 1999 titled The Amanda Show. And we all know that show. We love that show. She was iconic. There are so many scenes from back in the day that I remember like to a T. It's unforgettable, and Amanda is an icon for that. But she should have never been put in that situation as a child star. Being a child star is so problematic just alone. The things that you are exposed to, the things you have to do, the amount of work you have to dedicate to your craft. I mean, being a child star isn't even about being a child anymore. You're just a star at this point because your childhood is robbed of you. In my last video on Amanda Bynes, we went through a bunch of clips from Entity Lawyer, who is a person who runs a website called Crazy Days and Nights. It's a gossip forum, and they shared a lot about Amanda and her experiences with Dan. I'll play you guys a couple clips from his podcast, but go watch that video if you want to hear the full clips, and you won't believe what Amanda had to go through.
And he's just sitting there like he owns the place. And I'm thinking, he looked so creepy. He looked so creepy. And I said something like that to that effect to Amanda. And I said, and then she said something like, I know all about fat and creepy. And she kept saying, I need a break, I need a break, I need a break, I need a break. And then she would say, she must have said that 30 or 40 times, I need a break. And then she would say 30 or 40 times that she was tired or exhausted or, again, needed a break. Can't go on. And I know the one time that she had said something about her dad molested her, and I don't know if that's true. But I think what she kind of meant, and I'm just guessing, is that her parents weren't around when she was getting it. So in a sense, her parents were doing it.
I follow you into the park.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about the new information that I have come across. If you guys don't follow this Twitter channel, Obscure Nickelodeon, definitely check them out. They have exposed a lot about Nickelodeon, and they've also been in contact with some victims from Nickelodeon who have stepped forward and spoken about their experiences. One of those victim survivors actually spoke out about their experiences on the Amanda Show, and today I want to walk through that thread that Twitter account shared. In this video, we are going through a ton of information, so this is just one thing I want to talk about. And again, take this with a grain of salt or sand or whatever you are craving at the moment, because I don't want any legal challenges. So this is all alleged and opinion and alleged and opinion. So I'm going to read through this thread, and then we're going to go through some other receipts I have that show that Dan was just quite inappropriate to Amanda and some other people as well. Like I said, I am pulling this from Obscure Nickelodeon, that's the Twitter account, and they write, a former actress in Hollywood who wants to remain anonymous worked on The Amanda Show and many other Nickelodeon shows. This former actress contacted this Twitter page, and she brought up some interesting information about Amanda Bynes, Drake Bell, and others. This person revealed to me while working on the set of The Amanda Show that Dan Schneider would regularly hold Amanda from behind like he was her boyfriend or something. Her parents would just stand there and let her suffer. Ew, can you imagine Dan Schneider just holding on to you like you're his girl? Like, ew, get off of me. And at this point, what was she, like 12 years old, 13 years old on The Amanda Show? During auditions for the show, females had to wear spaghetti straps, open-toed shoes, and Dan preferred pigtails on his female characters. Ugh, gosh. When this person landed a small role in Unfabulous back in 2004, Dan's assistant told her that they would send her on a graduation party to celebrate for landing the roles. The girl's mother stepped in and said that she was not going alone. Of course, do not send my daughter away with these creepy Nickelodeon executives. They then insisted and pushed, saying it was a requirement for them to go alone and meet the producer. It was also a no-shoe party, and they asked if there was a problem with them photographing her feet. What is going on here? The mother kept denying the people at Viacom, even though they said all the parents go and celebrate when their kids get parts, which then both her and her mom left. This person has tried to speak up about this years ago. However, producer Marty West shut her down and repeatedly did that. Remember, Marty is that talent agent who was like arrested and charged with what he did to young kids. So like that guy is obviously extremely problematic and probably just protecting the industry and the system and the grossness happening in Hollywood. This person who came forward shared a lot about what happened on the Amanda Show. And there were supposedly 4 people that they know of who were harmed by Dan, or just harmed in, Dan's supervision. First off, of course, Amanda Bynes. She was Dan's golden child and absolute favorite because her parents did not interfere at all. Her parents would let Dan or whoever do whatever they want to with Amanda because her parents have obviously been in it for the money. I mean, Amanda has been crying out to please let her free and get her mother out of this conservatorship because her mother is eating up all of her money and just recently purchased a house in Texas. So yeah, Amanda and her parents do not have a good relationship. And I'm sure they will never have a great relationship, especially because her parents put her in a terrible situation, allowing these creepazoids to do things to her. So her parents didn't interfere at all. She would binge eat from all of the sadness, and they even fed her, I can't even say the word online, it's what people with ADHD take, and it makes you, not hungry and really out of it and focused, and probably not a great medication for a 12-year-old to be put on when she's sad. I guess this was just used to make her more hyper and aware and to get her working more and more. They probably put her on a lot of medication just to get her to work because that's how these grown people make money. This former actress who spoke out also shared that there were other victims that she was aware of. One of them was Jenna Morrison, and this is actually very debatable because if you guys don't remember her from the Amanda show, how could you forget? She's the egg girl that would be like, where's the eggs, or what's the egg? What she used to say, the eggs? Oh, roll the clip.
I went into the girls' room, but you weren't there. Really? I'm pretty sure. Want me to go check?
No, we already started the show.
Oh, I like eggs.
Well, it turns out that this woman, this egg girl from back in the day, actually has stepped forward because there was a TikTok that went around, and this TikToker, I guess, was asking for her to step forward, and she did.
Debbie from the Amanda Show is on TikTok. This girl?
I like eggs.
Please come forward and reveal yourself. This community was made for you. I'm helping you. This has nothing to do with me at this point. I'm losing followers. Go, Debbie. This is all you know.
I think everyone, including myself, was shook to see her face again. And as soon as I saw her, of course, I thought like, whoa, wait, do you have a story about Dan Schneider? And someone actually did comment and they wrote, Jenna, we have to know your thoughts on Dan Schneider. She actually wrote, Dan was always kind and respectful. I like to include all the receipts I come across in my videos with you guys because I don't want you to think I'm just like coming for Dan at all times. If I see someone supporting him, I will show you because there actually are a lot of supporters out there for Dan, and this person claims that nothing happened with him. So that does make me question like the validity of this person coming forward, but also if something did go down, do you think she could even speak about it? Like, I don't think she would be able to, so it's probably a safe answer. Another victim that this actress named was actually Jamie Snow, who used to be on the show and who is a Nickelodeon favorite. She actually works for Nickelodeon now, and this person claims that Jamie not only allowed all the gross things to happen on the Amanda show, like to her, but now she does it to other girls at Nickelodeon. Like, she is preparing them for, you know, the producers and things, and obviously that's a huge claim, it's alleged, but like, I looked into her and I was shook to see that she's still with Nick. And then finally, this person brought up Drake Bell, and she claims that he was actually, some things went down with him and a male producer. I cannot find anything about that, but I find it really interesting because, I mean, Drake and Josh were so iconic. That was probably my favorite, like, Dan Schneider show, and to think that Drake, like, could have been going through something, like, why not Josh? Maybe, like, I don't know. I just don't know why Drake would be the one, but I'm always looking for information on anything that could have happened. Finally, the former actress brought up Jeanette McCurdy because you guys know Jeanette definitely went through some terrible things with Dan.
I mean, there's a lot of abuse that happens. I worked with an incredibly emotionally producer. Like, I mean, even talking about it now, my face gets hot thinking of it just because.
She also had an awful falling out with him and Nickelodeon. She pretty much like dipped Nickelodeon after her pictures or inappropriate pictures were released. Some say it was because her ex-boyfriend released them. Some say that Dan had them in some way. I don't know if Dan actually had them. But at this point, you know, she wasn't going to the Kids' Choice Awards show. She didn't want anything to do with Nickelodeon. The pictures were out, which was probably really embarrassing for her. And if there was some way that Dan did release those, maybe he did it in a way to scare her to be quiet. And then Sam and Cat was just like canceled. So then Jeanette McCurdy was pretty much removed from Nickelodeon. But let's get back to Amanda Bynes because there's a lot to talk about. Honestly, when that like actress brought up Amanda Bynes, I totally believed her because I definitely feel like Amanda went through some terrible things. Remember when Nickelodeon randomly let go of Dan Schneider and they gave him $7 million to walk away with? Amanda reached out to her friend, Entity Lawyer, and asked him to post something on his website. And in that post, she included a sentence that says, Dan did it. She capitalized some certain words within the sentence, and you guys can see the message is clear. She wants you to know that Dan did it. In previous videos, we've talked about some of the things that Amanda has gone through and some of the claims that she has made. That video is titled In Response to Her Father, but a lot of people think that Dan Schneider was that father role for Amanda. I mean, from my perspective, it seems like her parents were pretty checked out and Dan Schneider was pretty checked in. Back in 2003, this article came out and it pretty much claims that Amanda Bynes was trying to get emancipated from her parents because she wanted freedom or whatever. Anyways, if you don't know what emancipation is, it's pretty much an act that a child, I guess a minor, can take to be released from their parents so that they are legally recognized as an adult and they no longer need their parents' permission for anything. This sometimes happens with child stars because their parents will take advantage of their finances and the children are better off managing the money than the parents are. This article was posted when Amanda was 17 years old, but it claims that she was 16 years old when she wanted to get emancipated from her parents. That obviously never actually happened, but if it did happen, what would have happened? Supposedly her parents were furious when they found out that she was trying to become emancipated, but do they really care, or do they just want that paycheck coming in from their child star daughter? Because I feel like they just want that paycheck. That article came out in 2003, but there's another article that came out in 2004. It was updated in 2014 for some reason, but the bit from 2004 claims that Amanda actually spent a lot of time with Dan Schneider and his wife, Lisa. Quote, "She was spending a lot of time with us," said Lillian, his wife, "but she never left her family's house." I think by that she means that she never moved in with Dan and Lisa. Like, yeah, she spent a lot of time with Dan and her, but like she never officially moved out. And that's a weird thing to think about. Like, why would this person move in with her producer? But that's actually not a crazy thought. Because at some point, Amanda was supposedly going to move in with Dan. This is a screenshot from an article. It's titled, "Young and Free Stars Who Choose to Be Emancipated from Their Parents." And pretty much, you guys can see from the little snippet, and by little snippet, I mean this is it, because this article was actually removed from the internet. And there are a lot of things that have been removed. We'll talk about it in a second. But for instance, this little bit actually claims that Amanda was going to live with Dan. If she was emancipated, Amanda wanted to live with her Nickelodeon producer Dan Schneider and his wife Lisa. Do you guys actually think that Amanda would want to live with Dan Schneider? Or do you think that he was manipulating her and wanted her to live with him because he wanted her around him? Like, he treated her like she was like his little girlfriend. She also speaks so poorly about Dan to think that she wanted to live with him at some point. Like, I just feel like this isn't true, and almost like the media was just planted there. Like, you guys know, sometimes I believe that there are some stories that are just pretty much bought by celebrities and then put on the internet, like Britney Spears and her father, for instance. But for this, I feel like Dan Schneider was talking about, you know, getting Amanda emancipated, and this type of information was kind of being released to the media so that when this type of stuff actually happened, when Amanda moved in with Dan, it wouldn't be a surprise because people have been talking about it. They have been normalizing it. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, but like, why was there ever mention of Amanda moving in with Dan? Like, that would have been so much worse for her and just very weird. Actually, here's a side note. There's something else I came across that I found was really weird. So if you go to Dan's channel, you will find a bunch of videos on there. There are some weird ones, kind of like this one where you can see Ariana Grande is like running away from Dan because she doesn't want to be near him.
On 3, 1, give me a really good pose. 2, 3. What are you doing?
It's not a picture.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What? I'm not shooting video. I just want a picture.
No.
I want.
But anyways, that video, you can find it on this playlist on Dan's YouTube channel. But as I was going through the videos in the playlist, I noticed there's a lot of private videos. And as you keep going, there are more and more. Hold on, let me go down. So there are more and more private videos. Like, look at them popping up. And it's a little bit questionable. Like, why are there so many private videos? Like, what is he hiding here on his channel where there are private videos? Like, do you guys see? There are so many here, and it makes me think that he is definitely hiding something. Like, wait, why would he even do this? Because people saw those videos, they saw very gross and foul things, and they called him out, and he probably just removed them because of that. I also noticed, if you guys don't know who Sis the Revenge is, This is their channel. You guys can see kind of like up here, there's the playlist. They have a playlist about Dan Schneider, and a lot of their videos are unlisted or removed. There's a private one. So I don't know. I've asked them actually if they were sued by Dan. They never ended up emailing me back, but I did catch them in a live stream one time and they told me they never were. So I don't know why they unlisted everything, but I find it kind of odd and a little bit scary. And like you guys saw, there were a lot of privated videos from Dan. So what is he hiding there? I actually feel like he's hiding a lot. We've talked about his deleted tweets and how he removed a ton from his Twitter like not that long ago, but I came across some screenshots of even more deleted tweets that got kind of weird. As you guys can see, there are deleted tweets from the author, which would be Dan, and people are asking him, shouldn't you be in jail? Here are some more deleted and hidden tweets. Some tweets are deleted entirely, but some of the responses are hidden, and that's because Dan went in and he hid them from people. And here are some more, and another person asking him why he isn't in jail yet, which is a crazy question to ask because there's nothing like there's never been official charges for Dan, but there is so much public awareness around him being a creep and what he has done in Hollywood. It surprises me that he hasn't gotten like the Harvey Weinstein or the Kevin Spacey treatment. Like, where is that energy for Dan Schneider? Why is he so protected? And it's not just content that he's removing from social media, he's also blocking people. This is a screenshot from a DM where someone messaged me and said, Dan blocked me because I DM'd him that he is a threat to our kids. Oh my gosh. And actually Dan blocked me too. I never messaged him before, but he blocked me, and he's blocked a ton of you guys. You guys reached out to me and told me about it. Some of you guys said some ruthless things, but it surprises me that he's on social media blocking people. Like, do you guys actually think that Dan is running his page and blocking people, or do you think he hires someone, or what do you think is going on? Because I don't know, is he just really butthurt and deleting anyone who comments towards him? There's one person that actually follows me, a fellow subscriber, hey girl, and her man's partner or whatever, they made a TikTok where they DM'd Dan a picture of a foot, and you guys need to watch what happens.
And it went like...
So obviously that's really goofy and all, and it's kind of fun in games when it comes to the feet part, but at the end of the day, there are some serious stories out here, and there are some victims like Amanda Bynes who has gone through hell and back because of what she went through as a child star. I've got one more story I want to tell you guys today, and it comes from someone who used to work closely with Amanda. Her name is Nadia, and she was around everyone when they were filming on set and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and read her post from this website called Wattpad. So she pretty much wrote, "People say Amanda is going through a meltdown. Well, I disagree. But people often ask me if she behaved strangely when she was younger. So I'm going to share some of the memories from the Amanda show with you guys. This is from my perspective. I'm not Amanda. I don't know how she's thinking, what she does when she's alone. All I know is what I've seen and what I've experienced." So this part of her story is known as the Judge Trudy event, which was a character played on Amanda's show. This happened in season 1 of the Amanda show when she was only 13 years old. So she starts off with, we were filming a Judge Trudy sketch. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th time we did this sketch. Amanda was really stressed out. Her parents had yelled at her prior to the sketch. She played a game on her phone and wasn't focused enough. So she got yelled at by her dad. I remember feeling really bad for her. I mean, she was just a kid. So she was in her costume, in her spot, and she got her cue. And she just stood there, staring into the camera. She looked like she was unaware of what was happening around her. She started laughing a little bit when the stage manager tried to make contact with her. Me and the others watching were laughing too. We thought she was joking. Her mother told her to stop joking. She still didn't react. We could tell her mother was becoming really mad. Quote, "Amanda Lauren Bynes, stop with this nonsense or I'll ground you for a week." No response from Amanda. Eventually, they had to practically carry her out of the studio. That's when she reacted. When they tried touching her, she was yelling and kicking, throwing a fit. The stage manager and her mother had to carry her between them, and she was kicking and screaming. But that's not the end of it. So me and my friends were really curious. I mean, Amanda was like God to us, so we followed them. No one was looking at us, so we just kind of followed them into her wardrobe area. This was usually a restricted area, but everyone was distracted by what just happened. So me, my best friend at the time, and a couple extras stood outside the door. We couldn't really hear anything. We heard mumbling. It was really annoying. We wanted to know what was going on, but I could only make out some of the words coming through the door. Like, Amanda, don't, chance, own show, throw it away, etc. About after 10 minutes of mumbling between her mom and dad, Amanda suddenly opened the door. She was smiling and we were terrified. We weren't allowed to be where we were. She said in a joyful voice, "Come on, let me walk you back to set." She went in front of us and expected us to follow. As we followed Amanda, I looked behind one more time. The door to her wardrobe was open, and I could see her parents staring back at me. They looked really worried, like really worried. Her dad was embracing her mom, so we went back to set and she filmed her sketch. She did it perfectly. It was really weird, but not the weirdest thing that happened behind the closed doors of the Amanda show. So obviously that story is really intense, and I think it speaks volume to the little clip that Entity Lawyer shared on his podcast, where he talks about how Amanda really disconnects from herself when she is going through pain, and she could just become multiple personalities, and obviously that's extremely toxic and not okay at all. But this instance reminds me of maybe the beginning of that. She was disconnecting, and then she fully was able to disconnect from the pain that she was experiencing and do the sketch perfectly. I don't know, something seems off.
And she said that it's how she got through life. I said something about acting, and she said that's how she got through life. She said it was easier to be characters than herself. And she said if one of the versions got hurt, it didn't matter because there was all these other versions to keep her safe. And then she went through a bunch of them. She did a work version, which is when she's on set. And then a meeting version when she needs to sign a deal or something like that. And then a version. And then her word up version. And then she did several others. I really can't remember them, but she did them all. Boom, 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 boom. She changed not only her voice and inflection, but the way she looked every time she said it. Even to the point the way she was standing.
But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. We went through a lot today, so let me know what you guys think, because I am shook by it all and I feel really bad for Amanda, but I'm also really confused. When is her song coming out? Do you guys remember her song? Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds on my wrist, on my neck. Oh gosh.
Diamonds, diamonds on my neck, on my wrist. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds on my fist. Yeah, I whip. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds on my neck, on my wrist. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds on my fist. Yeah, I whip.
I'm actually really hyped to hear it though, because I just want it to come out already. So Amanda dropped the song. But I do want to open one letter I got from one of you guys in my P.O. box. If you guys didn't know, I always open letters at the end of my videos or packages, whatever you guys send me. And if you ever want to send me anything, I've got my P.O. box listed below. This is actually from Joy, and she is in California. She's actually sent me a couple letters before, so I love getting stuff from Joy because she's always so sweet and kind. Oh, okay, so it looks like a letter within a letter. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this one. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this one's a tight one, Joy. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I'm so hyped. When you guys send me written letters, it's literally my favorite. I'm saving the rest of my Sally Ride stamps for you. Oh my gosh, yes, because she knows I love the Sally Ride stamps. I'm literally gonna save them all, and I'll just have a whole collage from Joy. Anyway, you have amazing people around you. Aw, thank you so much. My parents, my friend Nicole. I think that's her name. Oh yeah, I actually just purchased something for my friend Nicole, some custom thing from one of you guys. Oh wow, this is such a sweet letter, Joy. I'm gonna read the rest of it offline. Oh look, I love that. She sent me 5 different letters, and they have numbers, so they go in order. This is perfect, and I'm so thankful. I can't wait to read this after, because I've had kind of a bad day, so this actually really does lift my mood so much. You guys have no idea how thankful I am for you guys and how grateful I am, especially for people like Joy or just any of you guys who I just feel a close connection with. I have never met you in person, but I just feel like you and I would have such a great bond. Oh my gosh, you're allergic to coffee too? She raised, I'm also allergic to coffee. Yeah, I'm allergic to coffee. No one's allergic to coffee. Yeah, I'm allergic and I'm not good. Oh gosh. When she talks about her dad. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this offline because I'm probably gonna cry at the end. But so much love for you, Joy, and for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.